Team, we are back in the yard, not just any yard. We have got our hands on the yard that is actually connected to mine. We are expanding and this space is going to be an asset to us. The one thing about the way we cut the grass is we are cutting on a fortnightly basis, and grass should ideally be cut on a weekly basis, if not more. You're in peak growing season, the grass is growing like buggery. The damp weather, the warm conditions, it just grows that quickly. These are designed to molt. Tommy, show everyone you're here.
Oh, Mike.
Tommy has been inspired by Uncle Mike. Mike inspired hair.
We've been invited to the staff barbecue. Staff barbecue at 1 o'clock. Is there 3:30?
Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel. It is a new week here at Morrison Lawn Landscape, the small business that I am trying to make something of. My name is Ben, I'm 22 years old and I am from the Highlands of Scotland, and I've been documenting this journey on YouTube for over a year now, which is crazy to say. The idea of this channel to use that have not been watching for long is to give the perspective of what it takes for me to run this business and the challenges I face, the wins that I have, the losses that I have, and just an overall transparent view of what it actually takes to run a small business. To those of you that watch on a regular basis, thank you very much for continuing to support the channel, and it does mean probably a lot more than you think. So it's currently 10 to 2. I've just popped into our lovely long time client Jane. We've just finished a patio for her that you'll have seen in the previous episode, and she's delighted. I was just there to get some photos. We have worked for Jane for a number of years. I worked for Jane when I started out by myself. Crazy, it feels like so long ago. We've basically transformed her garden completely. It's came a long way. So I just wanted to touch on the importance of building that customer relationship. We have a lot of long-term customers from when I did start out by myself, even from way back when I was on a push bike and trailer, and it is lovely to still be able to service these customers. A lot of people do move on, and that is just life, isn't it? I'd like to think it speaks a lot about the service that we offer and the standard of the service that they have continued to use us year on year. Haven't been filming much this morning. We have been in the process of getting the yard tidied up and getting ready for the grass cutting that we are going to be starting tomorrow. We have someone new starting today, Craig. He applied for the job not long ago and he's coming on a full-time basis. We thought we would take today to have a bit of a training day for those that haven't really done much with the lawnmowers. Likes of Ed, Tommy and of course Craig. We thought it would be a good idea to try and get everyone familiar with the machines, get them used to the controls, and just show what we're kind of looking for in terms of the standard of the way we do things. And everyone thinks it's easy to cut grass, and the concept of cutting grass is easy. You just cut it, don't you? But when you've got a paying customer who expects high results or a good results, then it's important to maintain that. Kyle is just doing some demonstrating now. What have we covered so far? Sound. Have an early finish.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just how the machines work, what to do, you know, what the limitations are. Maybe up to you to talk about quality and.
Yeah, well, I mean, from those who've worked here, you know, well, it was only you three, wasn't it? The grass cutting was the thing that we had the most sort of callbacks on. The one thing about the way we cut the grass is we are cutting on a fortnightly basis, and grass should ideally be cut on a weekly basis, if not more. You're in peak growing season, the grass is growing like buggery. The damp weather, the warm conditions, it just grows that quickly. These are designed to molt. Did you go over the sort of mulching decks and stuff?
A little bit, but not.
So basically, the decks are designed to chop up the grass and keep the grass in the deck for a bit longer, which then chops it up even more, and then it disperses it back down into the lawn. You'll see the way the council cut the grass. You ever seen, like, you know, when they leave like the big lumps and stuff? So that's what they call a rear discharge deck. That basically means they cut it and it just drops out behind. The grass is cut, but it doesn't disperse. So these are mulching decks, which is supposed to leave a better finish, and it does. You can get it pretty good, but 9 times out of 10 you're cutting in wet conditions, because if you're out first thing in the morning, you've got the morning dew and then also the length as well. It wouldn't be such a big issue if you're only cutting a little bit at a time. Basic rule of thumb for grass is you should be cutting 1/3 of the length each time you cut it. That's in a perfect world. We can't really do that. Our aim really is to cut the grass as short as possible whilst making it look good. No two gardens are the same with the height of the decks. It depends on how long the grass is, how long it grows, if it's spongy, if it's mossy, if the mower sinks into the ground a bit more. If it doesn't grow at all, you know, you might have to drop the deck. So I really want you to think about, when you get to the job, have a test sort of run with the mower to see how low it needs to go. People think cutting grass is easy. The concept of cutting grass is easy, but when you've got people that are paying for it, they're expecting a good service. Don't skimp on the quality. make sure it's absolutely bang on, and it'll be the responsibility of the crew leader, whoever's driving that van that day, to make sure you've checked the property, to make sure you're happy with it before you leave, and then also the Hubscape side of things as well. I will show you Hubscape and that. It's basically an app designed for this sort of industry. You can optimize routes, you get to the job, start the job, clock on, clock off. Time wise as well, we need to be on the ball with when you get to the job, start the clock. When you finish the job, try and remember to stop it, because that will help us gather the sort of data to see how long jobs actually take, and then we can get better at scheduling and seeing how long, like in between jobs, etc., travel time. Hubscape does optimize the sort of distance between jobs as well. With the machines, the boys have already obviously showed you, but sharp blades, we're gonna have to try and start getting on top of that on a regular basis, maybe even after each two visits or something. Get the blades off and get them sharp, because that will give us the best chance at sort of maintaining the best cat quality. The rough ground, highland ground, there's bumps, there's molehills, there's twigs, there's debris, there's everything. So the blades do take a beating. We should have spare blades for both, so it'll be the case of making sure those blades are sharp. They've both got these jacks. Take these out, that turns, pin goes in there. That'll bring the deck up. So if you've got a spare set of blades that are already sharp, ready to go, it's just a case of getting the gun, taking them off, swapping them over before we go out. To be honest, we're using machines that are, obviously the battery stuff is quiet, but even still, it's too loud to not be wearing ear defenders. It's your hearing at the end of the day. The PPE is provided for you. It's up to you to remember it in the morning and take it and make sure it's, up to scratch. If you need more glasses, if you need more ear defenders, we'll just get them. I know you're all pretty good with like looking after kit. That thing costs 10 grand, that costs 18 grand. They're expensive bits of kit. I think Kyle last time, what was it, this we kept getting caught, was it? The mud flap. This one here, you'll see there's a crease in it. You need to be aware of where you're going with it, try and not be careless with it. It's just knowing, be observant, look over your shoulder, and bear in mind you're working around public a lot as well. Just be careful. We're going to be going into a lot more sort of commercial sites now. We've got Aviemore Retail Park, we've got Inverness Retail Park. Just make sure you've got ear defenders on, all your PPE, high vis. We don't have that issue now. We're standard. Wait, what were you?
Yeah.
Now this thing's road legal. It's obviously got the number plate on, so if you ever, usually just have this down because it gets caught in the trees. So if you're insured in the vans, you'll be insured in this as well. If you are needing to nip along the road, like for Tormore for example, put that up. The indicators here, left and right. This is another thing that's prone to getting caught and damaged. Just be observant there. It's a big machine. First and foremost is just the sort of quality, making sure that you've not missed bits. Don't do half-arse trimming, just leave the job bang on so the customer's happy and we don't have any sort of comeback. And hold each other accountable. If you're in a team of 2 or 3, if you don't think that's up to standard, say it. Or if you miss, like bits get missed, hands down, they just get missed. Whoever's in charge, go around at the end of the job while someone's blowing or whatever, when you're blowing off as well. That's another thing, is just cleanliness. Hard standing surfaces. Don't want grass everywhere on the tar, especially coming off the wheels. The tyres carry a lot of grass. When you run across the tar, you just see these 2 tyre marks. Don't give them any excuse to, to come and mow. So.
I always prefer to wear the glasses and the headphones. See how it makes it light.
I think when you get to this side, it's going to change.
As you come up for an obstacle, you can either swing round it one way, go straight on, and then the other way.
Always, before you turn it off as well, sorry Dan, just make sure you return it back to low revs.
Yeah.
Then I just cut it off at high revs, or start it at high revs, start it on low revs and turn it off and just slowly turn it on. And if it's cold in the morning, just start it on low revs and let it warm up. That's your choke.
Yeah.
Pull that up, turn over, and then it should fire. As soon as it fires, just push that down.
That's your blade as well, so when you do start it, it's not actually cutting yet. So once you're in position, ready to go, then you just engage the blade. That's set on height already because you've been cutting this bit. But you can lift the deck up and down. That's it all the way up when it clicks into the back here, and when you want to drop it.
Starting the blades as well, ideally start the blades on low throttle. If it's cold, sometimes it'll stall. Then you just need to move it up a wee bit. Just so it's got a bit of going. Basically what it does is it stalls, try and put on the blades. So just make sure it's on low revs. I'll let you go on after Dan, but one of the main things is turning. So when you come to the end of a run, if I was coming back down this line, I ideally want to turn into the way I'm going and then reverse back so you're bang on Just watch what I do and you'll see what I mean. You know what I mean, don't you? And when I come back, right on. See what I mean about the turning? Yeah. Turn into there, and you want to start moving back together. You don't want to just do like that. You don't want to just do it on a sixpence. Start coming back slowly and then bring yourself round. If I just move one side and that's not moving, it tears. So you ideally want to be rolling before you turn. At least just get it. If you're coming back, you come back and then turn. There's going to be times where it will tear, but you can really minimise it, or you can make it worse. But yeah, apart from that, it's just getting familiar with the machine. It's quite a nice thing to use. Like, I almost prefer that sometimes than the big one.
Yeah.
Going around obstacles, certain lawns you'll see like stripes, like nice stripes. Yeah. You want to try and avoid having the circle going around there. Yeah. So if I was coming up down that side, I would go round that first, carry on my line, come back along, go round the stump, and then on my next line, you would just go right past the stump and that would get rid of that mark.
Yeah.
That goes, I'll show you.
Aye, so you're always going up to the stump, go round it, and then carry on.
Yeah.
And then come back.
Yeah.
Round it.
But you want to try and get rid of that circular mark. You want to just try and keep the stripes running through. You'll see what I mean. But you fix it on like the third stripe. See it, but you see how I've came round? You can see the mark. So the idea with this next one is you want to just go right over that, and that should take away that. Yeah, this side of the tree stump, and that should get rid of it should brush that mark out, and you just got straight lines, so it doesn't look like you went round it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it looks like the stripes just went right the way through that stump.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you've got a circle around it.
Yeah.
It's just little bits like that that make all the difference.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just seen how slow I was going around that stump.
Yeah.
It's because if I was going any sharper, if that wheel's going faster than this wheel, it'll turn and it'll just tear it. So you just got to be really careful going around circles. You can't go that tight. You'll get a feel for it. And then at the end, obviously Dan's probably said, you tend to go around the perimeter.
Aye, the way you went the first time, Horn.
Yeah, well ideally you would. So see the lighter stripes.
Yeah.
That means you've went up that way.
Yeah.
The darker stripes is you've just came that way. Yeah, you'll soon pick that up and you'll know. Because sometimes it's easy to go down twice, or sometimes if the grass isn't that long, it's hard to see where you've actually been. You can kind of see it, but it's not that it's not that big of a difference, so it's hard to see. Ideally, you just go around the edges again and then run over this to try and iron out the marks that you've got for turning. Seeing like longer grass, you'll see that. You'll see a big. It's not that evident here, but if you can just do maybe one or two stripes along there, that'll chop up any bits that have dropped out the deck and just get rid of your turn marks. Stones and stuff as well. Be careful of those. It's always worth, if the site's not huge, just go and have a wee recce, have a look. Any sticks, any stones, bottles, but just be vigilant when you're going. Just be observant and stop and get stuff out of the way. We might even get some like bin bags, or you can get like little bins to go on the mowers just to get on and tidy them up. So but yeah, just go and get a feel for it. It's just so you know the right and wrong ways of doing it. But it is just time in the machine. It'll just come with time.
Yeah.
Once it's
You don't even think about turning and
just like second nature to you now. It's like, but that is the things that make a difference, is turning. So when you're coming to the end, you're trying not to come, so you've just came down this one, you're trying not to come like at a bit of a curve, because if you come from here and you come round like that, you're going to have a wedge here that's not been cut, that your lines are going to start going wonky. So when you come back down that line, see if I went like that, and turn that way, and then you could do that. You're leaving a little wedge in there that's not been cut, and then you're taking away that sort of sharp line. You come down to your run, turn into where you're going, and then when you're here you can have a look, and before you know it you'll not even be thinking about this. You just turn the wheel, so ideally your wheel is on the next line, and then you just go straight down there. Again, just little things like that make the difference. You almost want to go past your next line so you can reverse back onto it. If you come just to here, when you reverse, you're gonna be too far over. Give yourself plenty of room past it, reverse back, start reversing straight, and then turn onto the line, and then just go. Here, listen, like I say, over time you'll get good at it, you'll get, you know, bang on with your lines. It takes, even I got my lines sometimes. It's hard to, especially with the ground that's so bumpy. You have one bump and it throws you off, and it throws your direction off. Even with the push mowers as well, it's quite difficult. I said as well, if you're ever in like a place where you've not got like a line to follow, or like a fence line, sometimes it's you start in the middle of the lawn. Pick a point. If I was, I don't know, pick that yellow thing for the cable, for the pylon. You'd look at that and you would look at nothing else and just go to that, and then that should give you a sort of straight point to follow. So just stuff like that. I'll have a wee play about it. I'll get your way now, Dal. Good morning, team. How are we doing today? It is actually Wednesday now. I did not pick up the camera yesterday because I was not really in the headspace to do so, being quite frank. We started our grass cutting yesterday, following on from our sort of training day on Monday, which don't think I picked up the camera at the end of that day. So I wanted to acknowledge the fact that probably a lot of people would laugh at the idea of going out and doing that and showing people how to cut grass. But my argument to that would be, like I said before, when you've got a paying customer who's wanting a premium service, we have to provide a premium service, and you can certainly ruin a lawn or make it look bad after it's been cut. There is quite an art to making a lawn look good. Even stuff like trimming. People think trimming is just simply trimming the edges, and it is. However, you need to do it in a way that it makes it look like you haven't been there. It blends into the lawn that's there. Every lawn has like a sort of different height. No two lawns get cut the same. It's important to train your staff in such a way that they know the right and wrong way to do the job. Albeit it is only grass cutting, you still need to do it in a way that it makes it look good, and when someone is paying for it, that they're getting their money's worth. Transparency, we had a few callbacks last year just for the sort of quality of cut. It's difficult when you are trying to cut 2 weeks long growth to also make that look good, especially with the ride-on machines. I mean, all the callbacks came from the sort of ride-on machine jobs, where you're trying to cut grass that's yay long and make it look good without collecting it, because the decks are set up to do mulching. To those of you that don't really know what grass cutting, or like do grass cutting, you won't really know what I'm talking about, but basically the deck is designed to cut the grass, keep the grass in the deck for an extended amount of time, to chop it up to sort of more finer pieces, and then throw it back down into the lawn and disperse it into the lawn. Now if you've got really long wet grass and you're trying to do that, it can be difficult. So it's educating the customer, where we are battling in peak growing season really long conditions, and we're still trying to make it look good. Part of making it look good is also leaving it a little bit longer. A lot of people want to cut the grass as short as possible, but if you know, again, grass cutting, the rule of thumb, you should only be cutting 1/3 of the length off at a time. Now in a perfect world, we would do that. If we were cutting on a weekly basis, we would be able to do that more often. But because we've got a fortnight in between cuts, we've got to cut it as short as possible and still make it look good for that period of time. So it is difficult, it's not easy, and it's not easy to manage when you've got multiple different clients. Now I'm being honest, the majority of our clients are absolutely delighted. We've never, have any hassle. There's just select few ones. It really depends on the lawn as well, what kind of grass it is it thick? If it's really sparse grass, the mower can push it over before it gets a chance to cut it, and then before we know it, we've left the job, finished it, and the grass springs back up and we can't see the bits that have been missed. So it's little things like that it's important that the guys know about and can address, or do properly, or tailor the way they cut each lawn. What I'm trying to highlight is, again, a lot of people will think I'm speaking gibberish here, and it's not a big deal, it's just cutting grass, but it really is a bit more than that. And again, when you've got a paying customer, you want to do the best job possible. A part of doing that is showing your staff, who may or may not have done it before, the standards that we need to meet. So it was quite a good afternoon. It was good to get sort of Damien, Kyle and Mike, who have been with me for a period of time now, have done the grass cutting last year with me. Mike was a greenkeeper for 30 odd years. It was really good for them to sort of take one of the other guys under their wing, show them the processes, give them a bit of responsibility. We obviously went over the correct procedures and safety on the machinery, because that is obviously paramount. And I know it's often forgotten about when you're going through the paces, the machine's working fine, etc. Everything's going well, but these are, heavy, powerful machines with spinning blades on them. And it is important to be safe around them, because one wrong move and you could lose a finger or lose a toe. Stuff like that we went over, and then also just the sort of correct way of mowing a lawn, going about it. We go around the edges first, obviously, to get an apron as such. What that does is it stops when you're turning at each run, at the end of each run on the lawn, it stops you from pushing that grass over if it's not been cut, then having an untidy finish. Then also, especially with the ride-on machinery, you're striping. When you're going back and forth on a lawn, what is the best way to do that so that your stripes are all as straight as possible, the most efficient way to turn without tearing up the grass, etc., all this sort of stuff. A lot of these things just come with time, but as long as you know what the right way to operate something is, then you can go from there. If there's one thing I learned from school, from my PE teacher, funnily enough, was perfect practice makes perfect. If you're practicing in the right way, with the right goal in mind, that's where you're going to get results. So, sorry if I'm boring you, sorry if I'm sounding a bit too passionate about cutting grass. My standards of work has got me to where I am today, and it's trying to then push that onto the guys and push that onto the team, that we need to uphold that standard and go above the bar every time, or at least try to, with the conditions that we have. Anyway, right now I'm heading out to another job we have in Nethy, a turfing job with the micro digger. We're getting a load of soil to come in, and I've got this micro digger on so we can load the barrows and get it round into the main lawn. Let's go and see what they're doing. So what we've got out here is a turfing job for this new build house. We've got this sort of semi-prepared soil area that Mike and Craig were here yesterday, running the teeth of the rake bucket through just to give it a bit of a decompaction. Obviously the builders have been working on this, etc., so it's been pretty hard. So run the teeth through it, let some air back into the soil, remove any of the big stones, which we're doing now. We've got a load of soil coming this morning, so we're just getting the driveway covered with DPC and boards so the soil can be tipped on there and it's not going to make a mess of the driveway. That is what the plan is. Craig's not been on camera yet.
There's a reason for that.
I also don't know if I showed you, but we got the van sign written. So it's all kind of blending in now. Got the back kitted out. Got an array of sort of tools in there. Everything's colour coded. This is the red van, so if anything's got red tape on it, it goes back in this van, because I've been fed up of tools going missing or going in the wrong vehicle or being left. That's a little system that we've put in place to try and minimise that happening. I wasn't quite sure about it when I first got it back, but it's growing on me a bit now. Just with the bigger van, it's been kind of harder to design. You think the bigger the space, the easier it would be, but it's really not. But it's all in keeping with the rest of the fleet. And looks the part. Rake or dam?
Replacing Jake.
Jake the rake. Looks good. Is that packed in, is it?
Yeah, not this bit though.
Tell him now.
Colin, there's glass in your soil.
He's only joking, Cole. It's absolutely class. Tommy, show everyone your hair.
Oh, good, Mike.
Tommy has been inspired by Uncle Mike. Mike inspired hair. Dam's getting the soil raked. Raker Dam. He's breaker dam in the lorry, now he's raker dam. How you getting on, Dam? Are you winning, mate?
Sweating.
Oh, look at it. Nice soil.
Other than the glass. Joking.
You remember he watches these videos. He's going to be really upset. Nah, can't fault the soil, Colin. First class. Barely a stone in sight. If any. Jaeger, what do you think? What do you think? Fucking topping soil, Dad. Here, that Colin's no bother making the soil. Team, we are back in the yard. Not just any yard. This is our new addition. Oh my god. That's the first thing that's coming down. We have got our hands on the yard that is actually connected to mine. We are expanding and this space is going to be an asset to us purely because we are outgrowing the yard that we are in. It's funny to think that 4 or 5 years ago when I took on this yard, it was a massive thing. I was way out of my comfort zone. Didn't really think I ever needed it. Didn't think I need all the space, and 4 or 5 years down the line, we are here. Let me show you the new yard. Now, a little story, I'm not going to name any names, he probably doesn't want to be named on here, but years ago, a pal of mine took on what was essentially a field, and it was this yard. This was all grass. Everything you see here was just grass. He approached the owner about using it as a yard. They said yes, and initially I came in to cut this with a flail mower for him so he could see what he was dealing with. He then started working up here, scraping back the turf, digging it out, and then fencing it off, and he soon realised that he wasn't going to need all the space. Did I want to go halfers or approach the owner and take on the other half of the yard, the bottom half? I did that. I approached the owner, made a deal, and then got to work. I slowly but surely worked my way in the yard, peeling back the turf that was there. Sean, my other friend, who kindly offered to get rid of a big mound of soil that was there. We had a huge mound of soil where my shed was, right the way along the back of the yard. If I didn't get rid of that, we would have lost a lot of space. My friend in this yard, who had an established business already, kind of threw everything up, throwing up the sheds quicker than I could put a fence post in the ground, but it was just when I was first starting out, I was working by myself, didn't have any staff or employees. I slowly over time, as I could afford it and had the time, fenced off the yard, and we've probably got about 300 tonne of stuff to build it up and firm it up, and over time I type one and capped it with quarry dust. And we built the shed, built lean-tos, got containers, etc., and that is what you see right now is that yard. Pretty much my friend in this yard has moved on from business and was giving it up. He had some people renting it off of him for space who had a lot of cars, so they've cleared their stuff out. There's still quite a lot of mess I need to clean up. That's a bit of a part of the deal. If I were to take it on, I've got to get rid of some of his stuff, a load of rubbish really that needs either going to the skip or sold, or yeah. So basically we've accumulated this space and it's going to be an asset to us. Now there's an array of things like bays that have been built up. My plan is to dig out all this back to the fence, create a bit of a bank at the fence to gain this ground, because this is actually higher up. We've got skipping to start getting rid of some of the rubbish. These buildings are going to come down. We're going to keep the big shed. It was initially going to be a lean-to when he built it, but it's now a shed. So we'll probably do a bit of work in here to sort of tidy it up and that, but it is a nice dry space to come in and store machinery, work on stuff, etc. Power sockets, everything you need. Maybe look at getting a roller door on here. So yeah, there's a bit of work involved to sort of tidy it up, but basically what I've done is I've bought him out of the lease. But it is an exciting new venture for us. It's going to be a big asset to us, and just getting this space, yeah, it's going to be vital, because that yard is getting really quite tight. But I appreciate that yard so much because it's got me to where I am. I can wholeheartedly say I wouldn't have expanded as quickly and as easily as I have if I didn't have that yard space, because the limiting factor people have of storage and somewhere to store materials, tools, machinery, trailers, all that sort of stuff. I have had that privilege by taking a risk at a time when I didn't need all of that. Now we're too big for that yard, so this is definitely going to be good for us. There's a lot of tidying up to do, so that's what I'm going to start doing now. Right folks, how are we today? It is a Thursday here in sunny Scotland. I believe it was in the minus this morning because it was very cold. The temperatures are starting to rise, the sun has came out, but yeah, we're obviously still not out of that winter kind of weather period, although it is spring. But we're supposed to have this all week and then next week as well. So it should be good. It's just made a big difference to everyone's sort of mood. Yeah, it's crazy how much we actually need the sun. And when we don't have it, yeah, it's almost hard to remember what it's like. But soon I will be complaining about the heat and how hot it is. Nonetheless, it will be good for the soul. This morning I have nipped to Richie's to dump a load of scrap metal, and I nipped to Alvey Quarry to get another load of topsoil. We had a lorry load of topsoil delivered yesterday to the job, which the guys got in. However, we do need just that little bit more. Apologies, I got cut off there, but we are just about to go dump this load of soil. We got about 19 tons of soil yesterday, which is in. We just needed a bit more, so I am going to tip this load quickly, and then I need to shoot back to Grantown and then unload the lorry of turf that is arriving. We couldn't get the main supplier to deliver because they didn't have any space, so I've got an external local contractor to head over with their lorry and pick up 6 pallets of turf, which is the equivalent of about 8 tons, which is quite crazy to think of. So hope I've not over-ordered. It is quite a big area, to be fair. And we've got that job to do, and then tomorrow we will have the job in Grantown to go and do as well. So plenty to do. The weather is great. Can't really ask for more at the moment. And Kyle and Craig are out today doing the grass cutting, getting the first cuts underway. Ed has called in sick today. He's been fighting off a bag all week and it's kind of gotten the better of him today, so hopefully he'll be back in tomorrow. Craig, our new start, this will be a good opportunity for him to get behind the tools on the sort of grass cutting as well, and yeah, just get familiar with things. Kyle is taking him under his wing today, and that is what they're up to. Up to height, did you add more around
a wee bit to go in, used what I could, but
right.
Just a wee bit to go in.
Well, see how far that goes in here.
Ah, sort of, yeah. Have you had
Nah, jump pack. Made the fit. Put the revs up on that. Aye, fire it up. Right up, Tommy, right up. Right up. Okay. Just leave it just now. Locked and loaded. Turf or dam? What are you laughing at? You're not coming on camera? You're not coming on camera? I think Megan wants you to come on camera. Got to get all the team on camera. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Gillian. I'm Ben's new office admin.
How are you getting on so far?
Very well, yes.
Good.
Getting there.
Getting
I
there.
think.
Good stuff. Not cooking away in this office too much.
No, it's actually all right.
You're too cold this morning.
I was freezing this morning. I was. That's my own fault because I walked without a jacket.
What are you saying? Yes, we see you too, Jaeger. Yes. Right, as you can see, we've taken delivery of our new KRESS Cyber Tank. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And also the cover that it comes with. More on that later. I've also just loaded up another pallet of turf ready to go out to the job that the guys are on. The turf was over here in the sunlight, but what I've had to do is move it over into the shade because the sun is belting down on it, and obviously you want to keep the turf cool and dry. Now, one misconception that people have is if you water the turf, it will keep it good. That's probably the worst thing you could do, because if it gets wet, it sits and it sweats in the pallet. You want to keep it a nice, cool, dry space. This turf will be going down tomorrow, so as long as it's here overnight and it's down tomorrow, it will be fine. It was cut yesterday, delivered today, going down in one job today, and then the other job will get completed tomorrow. And we have got perfect weather for laying turf. Nice and dry, soil's workable. So what do you think about the day, Jaeger? And are you enjoying the sun? That'll be that. I don't really know what he said, but he said something. How are you getting on? Getting there?
I don't like magnums. Thanks, mate.
What are you getting?
Free for me.
Yeah, good for you, pal. I don't mean the turf. Are you winning?
Aye.
Are you beat?
Yeah.
Are you beat?
No, nag's beat right yet. Oh, left out there,
Not a good magnum.
I think you were panning up really slowly there.
Right, troops, a little bit later on the day now. We're busy in the yard. Sean has kindly lent me his breaker for the Bobcat, so we've got that breaking out this concrete. Excuse that. This is how not to use a chainsaw. You've always wanted to be on the video, Badner. Single man, reveal yourself.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Had to get gentlemen in there.
So we've been busy, got a wee burn barrel going I've been trying to sift through this pile of rubbish to try and get as much of the concrete and rubble out as possible. Got the wood over there. What we're going to do with that, I don't know. Probably skip it. In the process, the boys have taken down the lean-to, just breaking up the concrete now. That shed's coming down over there. We're leaving that one at the moment. So yeah, just really opening it up. Can you take that down? That can all come down.
I see you.
Right. There you go.
I see your shadow.
Everything's so nice and new.
New pencil.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you trying to say you're well equipped in your
Look
job?
at that. Oh, can you just feel it? Whoa!
The simple things.
Yeah, it is.
I believe in you, Kyle.
I don't need to be on camera though.
Of course it does.
That's not fair.
We've got to document your success,
Yeah.
not your mistakes.
No.
Right guys, how's it going? It is Friday. It is the end of the week for most of the guys. We will be in the yard tomorrow working away, but we're getting these projects over the line today. Both turfing jobs, one in Grantown and one in Nethy, that we're just getting finished off. Damien and Craig are up at the new build, so obviously the guys were in there at the start of the week getting that prepped, dug over and prepped and raked, de-stoned, etc. And then obviously just getting the turf down today. We tied these two jobs in together. Mike, Ed and Tommy headed out to Nethy this morning to crack on, while Kyle was actually doing some grass cuts just catching up, a couple ones in the morning. Then he went out to help them and just getting the gates on as well for that job. We started the gates, we got the gate posts in months ago, but because of the building work going on, etc., we didn't get them hung because they would have just been in the way. So getting them hung today, getting the last of the turf down, get it tidied up and get back to the yard, because in this afternoon we are having a bit of a barbecue in the yard. I say a bit of a barbecue, or as Kyle would like to call it, a braai. Now a braai, I'd imagine, is a South African term for barbecue. So that's his department. Just thought it'd be good to get everyone together, have some food, have a bit of crack, especially the sort of newer faces, etc. Yeah, and a good way to celebrate a good week, a successful week, and with the weather being the way it is, we will take the opportunity while we can. So it was an idea I came up with yesterday. Spoke to Kyle and said, do you want to do your thing? He was like, yeah, absolutely. So Gillian, our office admin, she is getting some stuff from the shop that we need, and Kyle is going to go to the butcher's to get what he wants, whatever he's going to get, burgers and what have you. So yeah, it should be good. So we're just kind of getting pushed on to try and get finished. So it'll be 2 hours time or so. We will be having a barbecue and some beers. Actually getting some beers in for the guys. So I wanted to do more of a sort of social, more like a go and do an activity and go out for lunch or something like that with the guys, but we are quite busy at the moment, so I thought why not just sort of keep it on the DL and yeah, just have a casual sort of afternoon and hopefully early finish on a Friday. So that's the plan. I'm actually just heading back to get some rolls of turf. They're about 6 rolls short. They've got the rolls there, however they're just not that great quality. So we've got leftover rolls in the yard. I'm just going to grab them now.
What? This is just up Mike's alley.
This isn't it?
Yeah.
Forgot I had them in the house, so I found them today.
It's very red. Very red under here.
What do you think?
Nice
Keep the sun off you, like.
that's-
We're going to see what Mike's reaction is.
Yes. What?
Oh, KRESS at the fest, very good. Look at that. No more tan lines now. There you go. That's the best thing KRESS has ever given you. Not far away. That is bang on, isn't it? It'd be good, like some Packers or something. Level there. So that's got to go down a bit.
Yeah, down a bit.
Oh my god, what a noise. Good to go. Yep, they're happy. Can I ask why you're in the yard? Just appeared back and here they are.
You invited us for a barbecue.
Oh, aye, okay.
Are you joking?
You're not staying for the barbecue.
You're like seriously coming on Blanc mum right now. I am Sylvie on Blanc's mum. Right. Oh, I wasn't recording. Now it's recording. We need to turn it this way. We've been invited to the staff barbecue. Staff barbecue at 1 o'clock. Is there 3:30? They've just started the barbecue. We even brought them sandwiches. Yeah, we brought the barbecue. We are the barbecue. We are the vibe. Is this your new truck? Oh look, here's the new truck. How do I turn this around? Ooh, there it is. Ah. Hello! Oh, look at the state of this, guys. Look at the state of them. Dogs.
You're looking over there.
Yeah, let's your hands, guys. Oh, they look alright.
Yeah, I've cleaned them. Now they're dirty again. I'm gonna be cooking.
Do you moisturise them?
Eh? Moist?
Working man's hands is in a green path.
O'Keefe's, yeah, it's got it.
Have you?
I don't.
I hate putting it on. What we're cooking, chef?
This is called boerewors. Literally translates to farmer's sausage.
Farmer's sausage.
Yeah, so it's pork. Well, it's beef. It's beef sausage. Huh? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I thought I'd rephrase that. Cook it in the flames.
And can you have it slightly thinking about that?
Yeah, definitely.
None of us are going to be here on Monday.
Then take it up with belly food.
No, I think you've done this enough. I trust you. They're in there, like.